Hello, Internet. My name is Roro, and welcome to my channel. Today, I wanted to talk about living in the gray areas of life and living in uncertainty and not being so up and down constantly in life. So, let's get into it. So, just to preface, I think this applies to a lot of different types of people, but specifically for me, I'm diagnosed with BPD, borderline personality disorder. So, what they call splitting or black and white thinking is a very common symptom of this disorder. And it's something that I've dealt with for years. I'm sort of in remission from it now, but I still deal with it to an extent. I just have the tools to know what to do now in order to get myself out of these thought patterns. So it doesn't mean it's easy, but I'm able to do it in certain situations now, when in the past it was literally impossible for me to even be conscious and aware of, what I was thinking and feeling in certain moments. With that said, this is definitely something that I think a lot of different people can relate to. Basically, not having an answer can be considered like a gray area. That's a saying people say, oh, this and this, but it's a gray area. Basically means uncertainty, not knowing. There's not really a right or wrong answer necessarily. And a lot of situations in life are more so gray areas than not, if that makes sense. Like, perception is reality, and I think a lot of things are relative. So it's really hard to know exactly what the right answer is in most situations. You kind of just have to take the information that you have, the things that you've experienced in your life and that you've learned, and follow your intuition and follow your gut feeling and base your decision off of that more so than anything, really, in my opinion. That's what's worked best for me. Another way to look at this is the idea of there being two truths, where it's not this or that, black or white. There's two things that can be true in one situation. For example, if there's somebody in your life, whether it's a close friend or a family member that you're going through a rough patch with, you can simultaneously love this person, care about them more than anything in the world, and still be upset with them and still be scrutinous of their actions. Those two things can exist at the same time. You don't have to ignore one or the other. And that's something that I have a really hard time dealing with. Is it's really hard for me to see what's referred to as the dialectic, two truths. And that's another thing that I think is very prevalent in daily life that not everybody considers. I know I definitely don't consider it naturally. I have to really put an effort to see it both ways, if that makes sense. And then for a more abstract analogy, if something is black or white, you either can see it fully or you can't see it at all. So there's kind of a comfort in both of those options, right? If you can see something fully, like it's white, it's in the light, it's clear, it's all there, or it's completely dark, you can't see anything, it's black, and it's not there, your brain kind of can accept that. Or it's like the prevalence of everything or the absence of everything. That's a little bit harder to process in that specific way, but I think you get what I'm saying. So the alternative to that is gray, which is a mixture of both, where it's like you can kind of see, but you kind of can't see, and you're unsure of what's real and what's not. That's kind of where I'm at right now, where I finally have gotten to a place where I can see things in a more gray area and not be so absolute about my own thoughts and my own judgments of situations and people. But that grayness is unfamiliar to me and it's kind of scary. And that uncertainty is really tough for me to deal with. Like, I thought I was a lot more down than I actually am. The problem that I'm having right now is uncertainty and not knowing, and having to accept that sometimes there is going to be uncertainty and sometimes you're not going to have the answer and sometimes you just don't know. And I think that's a beautiful thing because, again, whether you believe it or not, that is the reality of life. There's so many things that there's no way for you to really know the right answer. So you kind of have to just accept that you don't know and proceed forward in that way. Anyway, that's what's been on my mind this week. I hope you enjoyed. I put out a new video every Sunday, just talking about whatever's on my mind, whatever I'm feeling, whatever I'm going through. I stream on Twitch. You can check the link in the description for that. I'm more so making music on there right now, so if you're interested in that, you can check it out. I also have a Discord server if you want to check that out, link in the description as well. It's a community of like-minded individuals talking about stuff, making music, sharing music. It's a cool, chill place if you want to check it out. No pressure, though. And yeah, I'll see you all next week.